Alright guys, so I'm coming to the end of my first year here at Loughborough University. And what I want to do in this video is give a first year review of a fresher's perspective of Loughborough. So I'm going to go through 5 different topics that are probably the main pillars of university life. And then also I'm going to be giving a little bit of advice at the end, so stick around for that. First up is sport, and it's Loughborough University, so we've got to talk about sport. It goes without saying that sport here is crazy, but it has its positives and its negatives, to be honest. Firstly, if you're good at a certain sport, you will not find the best university in the UK to develop your game. The facilities, the coaching, the general level of all the other players, it's just gonna boost you up. It's so good, and it will just push you to higher and higher levels like any other uni in the UK. It's not gonna do that. That being said, if you like a sport but you're not like great at it, which for the majority of us is the case, good luck playing competitively. This is the problem with Loughborough. For any mainstream sport, it is so difficult to play for the uni, let alone playing for the halls. I've played cricket throughout most of my life and I only played for the halls this year. And football, I've played a decent level in the past and I was on the bench for the Bees team. So that puts you into perspective of how difficult it is to play. Also an example of how difficult it is that in the university football trials, 25 got in out of 750 trialists. And I was at the trials, and it's not like the 750 were bad players. They were all, capable footballers. So it's tough. That's the downside. And I was obviously talking about how good the facilities are, but the other downside is that because there's so many teams, the pitches and the facilities are so often rented out that it's actually quite difficult to find time to just go on there by yourself. But stuff like the gym is open to everyone, obviously, if you've got the membership, which is definitely worth getting, by the way. Both the gyms are very high quality, although both can get very busy, of course. So my advice there is go in the morning. Apart from those negatives, Loughborough literally supply every single sport in the world. It's crazy. If you go on the website, you'll just see a never-ending list of sports, some you didn't even know existed. One of my mates who I met at the start of the year playing football in the five-a-side park, he's ended up playing ultimate frisbee for the first time this year, and now he's playing for the twos, Loughborough twos, against other unis, playing in the leagues and stuff. So those lesser mainstream sports, you can definitely get in. I've also heard stories of people joining lacrosse for the first time when they joined in, and they've ended up playing for England or something, or the England age groups. So it shows, if you're in a team, it's the right place to be. This is the best place you want to be if you're getting into a university team. Also, I did mention a little bit about five-a-side football pitches there. There are some five-a-side football pitches and pick-up basketball areas, which is where anyone could go and just play. Easily, if you haven't got much work on a Friday evening, you can just go there for 4 hours and play five-a-side football. It's pretty cool, to be fair. Moving on, nightlife. Am I the best person to talk to about nightlife? No, not really. The campus does have 2 clubs and a bar, which are all around the student union, pretty much right next to each other. Sometimes they're all linked together for a night out. Usually Wednesdays and Fridays are the big days, which I think is quite common. Obviously Wednesday's a big day because that's the day the university teams play their sport. And obviously they'll either celebrate the win or, commiserate the losses, do all sorts of forfeits or whatever. And Saturday's also quite a common day to go out into town. And speaking about town, I guess that brings us onto the area. The campus is lovely. The campus is beautiful, it's nice and open, it's big, it's green. The town, it's a bit of a shithole, but that's okay. It gives Loughborough personality, I guess. I don't know, I'm digging myself a hole here. Look, it's a little town. It's not your typical city uni. For that reason, the campus is unique. And the campus is really nice, especially if you're someone who's into running around the campus. It's a great idea. And if you're someone who's not into running, here's a great place to get into running. Obviously, walking around the campus, you've kind of just seen sport stuff everywhere, sport pitches everywhere. Especially on Wednesday, you just walk past and watch the fixtures as you go past. In fact, let me talk you my walk to the gym. Obviously, I come out of my halls, which I'm going to get onto in a minute, and I go past the five-a-side football pitch, move on to the lacrosse pitch, the main hockey pitch. Past that is the cricket pitch just a bit further, then the massive athletic stadium. Go through a main area, near the Students' Union. Go around there, the first team rugby pitch next to the pick-up basketball area, and a football pitch, and there's the power-based gym. So, that's just a 10-minute walk, and you're passing so many different sports facilities and everything, and that's not even all of them. I'm very happy in the campus. I'm in the middle. I'm in like what they call the village centre, and nothing is more than 15 minutes away from here. But the town obviously is a bit further. Do you really need to go into town that much if you're catered, which I'll get onto? No, not really. To be honest, no. But don't worry about walking there. They have a shuttle bus that runs to the town and back and to the train station. Also, we've got a massive library on the campus. It's an upside down pyramid. I don't know why. Next is lectures / workload. Obviously, this depends on your course. But if it does mean anything, Loughborough University has risen to 6th place out of the universities in the UK. So, well done us. Yes. I'm doing PPE and it requires work. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what we pay for at the end of the day. We pay for the education and it requires work. But Loughborough is obviously massive for sport, but it's also massive for engineering, which is something you might not have known unless you're obviously planning to study engineering. And for engineering people, it is, I've heard it's a lot of work, like a lot. But I'm guessing that's the same anyway you do engineering. The truth is if you're really worried about the quality of lectures in any particular university, what you will learn quickly is that university depends on you. A lot of your studying, a lot of your learning is just you. Of course, there's a difference in the level of teaching between like the top 10 universities and the ones near the bottom. But if you're someone who's watching this video, I imagine you're probably someone who's aiming to get in the top 20 university, a top 10 university, who knows. Within those universities, the level of teaching's not going to be that different. Professors are experts everywhere. What should probably be more important to you is what the university offers outside of lectures, the outside life. Is that, I guess, the outside life, we're going to call it that. Because the outside life is where you'll be spending most of your time. And, you know, looking at Loughborough, I don't think there's many better facilities than Loughborough, especially if you're someone who's into sport. It's a no-brainer, really. Halls. Moving on to the halls. So there's 16 halls, I think. And I'm in Royce Hall, up the Royce. And I'm staying here next year, so obviously that gives you an idea of what I think about them. It's because I like it. It's because I like it. I'm in the middle of the uni. I can go there in 15 minutes. I can go there in 15 minutes. It's also one of the cheapest halls. The ones in this village centre area are some of the cheapest halls, which I believe is obviously us, Royce, Faraday, Cayley and Rutherford. I'd imagine Telford's within that bracket as well. But Telford isn't catered, whereas the others I mentioned, including Royce, is catered. When I say catered as well, 3 meals a day, 5 days a week. And by I mean 3 meals a day, I'm not saying like, oh, they give you like Cocoa Pops for breakfast. It's a big breakfast, it's a big lunch, like a dinner lunch, and a dinner. Most of the time, I actually end up skipping lunch because otherwise it's too much food. So look, if you're on a bulk, then come here. There are some nice ones, some bit more like luxury halls. I don't know if you can call any university hall luxury, but Crawley Parsons is a bit more of an expensive one. Elvin Richards are a bit more expensive. There's also 2 halls that are outside campus, which I believe is the Holt and Harry French. So I guess you're a bit closer to town, but a bit further away from the campus. I'd rather be in the campus personally. And then obviously you've got Towers as well, which, should be blown up or something, I don't know. There are some more, but I don't really know much about them. Lastly, my advice. First, the lecture schedules aren't hard. They're not that hard. Get yourself in the right habits this first year. I know you've only got to get 40% to pass the first year and move on, but it's the simple stuff like turning up to lectures consistently, doing the assignments that need to be done, doing the reading that needs to be done. You, in the second and third years, are going to thank yourself. And when you come to the exams at the end of the first year and midway through the first year, you're going to thank yourself. And that's how I experienced it anyway. Second, and probably more interestingly, is try new things. There's so many opportunities here. All the societies, all the sports, anything that you might think, that's interesting, I want to do that, just go and do it. For example, I did Japanese Jiu-Jitsu this year, and it turns out I didn't actually like it that much. So now I know not to do that, but it's something I really wanted to do before going into university. I mean, obviously I've tried a sport there. I didn't really try any new societies, so that's something I definitely say to myself is just get out there and do some more societies outside of sport, because you're never going to have a better opportunity. I mean, it's such a weird situation. You've got all these thousands and thousands of people within the uni, within a similar age to you. You're never going to have an experience like this again. Also, use the facilities, the gyms, the sports pitches, everything. Just use it as much as you can when they're not being hired or when they're not too busy or whatever. Just experience the uni. Just do it, because if you're coming here, it's a good place to be. Also enjoy it. Of course, do well academically, keep good habits, but don't forget to enjoy life as well. And going back to the point earlier, don't forget to enjoy the weird opportunity that university is. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I'm about a week and a half away from ending. Once I get these exams, I'm done, and I've got a big summer ahead of me. Also, I imagine you're interested. I have done 2 day in the life videos of my time here at Loughborough. One being more in the winter when I was more focused, and one being a little bit more social and preparing for exams. So give a watch to both of them if you're interested. You can also find my Instagram in the description, and also my newsletter, which I write every Tuesday. Have a great week, guys. Good luck if you're going to Loughborough University, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.